Looking for Madden Ultimate Team coins? Buy NFL Coins has the cheapest and most reliable MUT22 coins. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 5% off your order. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Duke, back here from sportsgamers.com. In today's Madden 22 tip video, I'm going to break down the best running scheme in the entire game. Guys, if you want to pound the defense into submission, this is the scheme for you. This run scheme is a two-play combo, and it attacks all the best meta defenses in the game with ease. So we're going to be looking at this gun trips tight end. Guys, I have a mini scheme on this formation on sportsgamers.com in the Madden Vault if you want to check it out. But in this, we're going to focus on the run scheme. I have past setups on the site in my premium tips. We're in the New England Patriots playbook because they have both the 45 quick base and the inside zone. And when you run these two plays together, there's really nothing the defense can do to stop it, because both of these plays, you would need to set up different types of defenses to stop them. And once you kind of recognize on offense which defenses stop which run, you pretty much always know which run to call to get good yardage. And when you call the correct play, you should always pretty much get 4, 5, 6 yards at a minimum, and a lot of big runs too. So let's just get straight into it. Let's start to look at a lot of the meta. The pinch 2 out of 2-4-5 odd is very common right now. So against this type of defense, you actually want to focus more on the inside zone. The base is good too, but depending upon certain adjustments, I think that the inside zone does a bit better. Now, before I get into any further into the video, just a reminder, if you enjoy my free YouTube content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're really rocking with me, drop a like on the video. It really does help me out a lot, and comment as well. And if you're looking to take your game to the next level, check out sportsgamers.com for the best Madden 22 premium tips and ebooks. We actually just today released a new defensive game plan. It's a defensive game planning Madden 22 edition guide, where I basically go over not only the best defenses in the game, but how to stop all the most popular offensive schemes and tactics, from bunch, trips, the quarterback rollout, how to guard the flats. You know, all the most common things you see online, we're going to show you defenses and adjustments to stop all of them. I've been, over the last 2 months, changing my defensive philosophy up, and this is a result of all my hard work, so be sure to check it out. Getting back into this run scheme, though, whenever I see a defense to where they're mugging the gaps, which means basically they have the linebackers or, you know, whoever is up in the gap, whether it be safeties and big dime, linebackers in the nickel, if they're mugging the gaps, not backed up, I know inside zone is a great play call, because they're not going to be able to shoot in. As you guys can see here, I'm easily able to basically read my blocking and get downfield for great yardage before, you know, I'm even touched. As you guys can see here, we're able to shoot right between the guard and the center for a nice little run. And then even the great thing about this formation is, guys, that the receivers will pick up their blocks as well. Now, just to show you guys how consistent this really is, you can see that if I do this again, you're going to get very good blocking on the perimeter, and you're easily able to get more solid yardage. So anytime you see a defense like this, inside zone is definitely the play call. Now, there are certain ways to stop inside zone, which is why you always want that 45 quick base in your audibles if you do see that. So one thing some people might do to slow this down is, a lot of times there's different gap shoots, right? A lot of times people will try to go shoot in through the backside gap with their user, like right in here, to slow inside zone down. Now, if I see something like this, I know what they're trying to do. I'm going to audible to the base, and I'm going to easily be able to pick up yards, because they're not going to be able to shoot that gap the same way, because base is a different blocking scheme. You have a pulling lineman that's going to go around the corner. Now, obviously, I couldn't try to shoot it with my user, but even if I did, I would be unable to make that tackle. As you guys can see here, the guard pulling changes the entire blocking scheme, and I'm able to follow him for about the same amount of yardage as before. One thing that's really nice about this, again, look, if you see that they're trying to shoot it, and I'm going to try to shoot it and run at the same time, it's probably going to be hard. But you guys can see here, you just essentially run into the lineman because it's blocked a bit differently. The hole doesn't open up the same way. So that's really, really, really nice. And the other thing is, even if they try to shoot it coming over here, shooting it the opposite way, it still is not going to happen because the guard is pulling, so he's going to be able to pick you up. And while I might not get as much yardage because the guard has to pull, or the pulling guard has to take out the user instead of getting further downfield, I'm still going to be able to, because he gets picked up, at least give myself those 4, 5, 6 yards I was talking about. And like, yes, I understand 4, 5, 6 yards isn't as sexy as the 10 plus yard runs, but if you do those consistently, you're going to be able to move the chains each and every time, because just 2 of those types of runs will result in you getting a first down. So that is really nice. And also it keeps the other team's offense off the field when you're able to control the ball like that, which this year that's really big. So another common defense people like to play is this 3-5 wide. It's still it's not as used right now as much as the 2-5 odd, but yet it is still used a decent amount. Now, when running up against this, you kind of just, again, you got to see what they're doing with their user. If they're trying to mug the gap and all this and that, inside zone is definitely the play call for someone who's mugging the gap, because they're just going to get blocked and you can cut back. Sometimes you can cut around the outside. Basically, anytime I see mugging the gap, I know inside zone is going to work well. Now, the one thing you do have to watch is if they do pinch their entire defense again in the gap like this, inside zone might not be the best play call because of the line being pinched. And in that case, I do like to go back to the 45 base. And as you guys can see here, in a situation like that, we were 1 block away from a touchdown. Unfortunately, our receiver, I don't know why, he just ran right by the safety that ended up tackling us. But if 19 gets a hat on this safety right here, it's probably a touchdown. Instead, he kind of just did nothing. I guess he tried to block the other safety. But yeah, unfortunately for us, it did not work out. However, we still got a nice chunk of change. Another thing to watch out is the same thing. Like, people will try to get in the gaps, like kind of hide behind these linemen, and that's a telltale sign. They're trying to shoot inside zone. So as soon as I see that, whether it's from 3-5 wide, 2-4-5 odd, whatever, I would run a base. So another formations people will run is going to be the triple. The triple is not as common, but yet it is still something that you will see. And once again, it's just all about reading what they're trying to do. Triple is a bare front. So again, I'm just kind of like reading what they're doing. If I see them trying to sit in these gaps and just kind of shoot in, something like this, I know I'm calling base. So if I see them like attacking with their, basically pulling their user back to try to like shoot in the backside, I'm running base each and every time. But if they're more so mugging the gap in the bare front, that's when I run inside zone. So that's really all it is just seeing if they're where their user is and what they're trying to do. Somebody who's going to pull their user back and try to shoot your gaps, you definitely want to run base, because base is not going to allow that to happen. But for somebody who's just mugging the box, probably trying to blitz you, inside zone is better. Obviously, there's all sorts of different looks on this game, and just the more experience you have running this run, or these 2 runs in this scheme in general against different formations, the better. You'll obviously see some people run more 4-man fronts, like maybe a 3-5 well, just regular nickel, big nickel over G, whatever. And in that case, honestly, I feel like base is much more effective. I don't like inside zone against 4-man fronts because it's super easy to shoot with the user, but base is a lot harder. As you guys can see here again, I'm able to get another huge run. Now, if I was to just call inside zone against someone who knows what they're doing in a formation like this, especially a big nickel over G, they could just easily time the snap and get in this gap right here and tackle me for a loss, which is why when I see stuff like this, I always like to audible into base. And as you guys can see here, I mean, in this video where I'm calling out where I'm running and what run to use against different looks, the worst I'm doing is 4 to 5, 6 yards, several 10-plus yard runs. Honestly, most runs have been the 10-plus yard variety. And at the end of the day, that is always going to be the best for you because you're going to move the chain. So like I said, this is in the New England playbook. You want both the inside zone and the base because they complement each other perfectly. Once you see which one to call, which run to call against which defense, it's going to be really, really hard for you to be stopped. And of course, this is a great passing formation too. And if you guys want some passing setups, like I said, be sure to check out sportsgamers.com. I just put up a little mini scheme for you guys with these runs and also including passing plays as well in the Madden Vault. Definitely something to check out. Hope you enjoyed this tip. Until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.